So, Bev, I wanted to ask you to answer a few questions for me with the Kickstart, and that is, um, did you watch the video that I had offered to, well, that your consultant should have shown you, I guess.
Uh, the
That I
video.
did on macros.
Yes, yes, I did watch it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Are you set up on your phone on the app from that?
The fitness, my Fitness Pal.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've had my Fitness Pal before, so
Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
So,
no, I got it all set up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, 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 you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, it was probably a question for later on. It was just that the issue of trying to keep the fat
Yep.
under and the protein that they gave me, the amount, daily amount is only like it seems really low. It's way under 100.
Okay, so I'll fix that's what I was gonna just like immediately go into are the settings and the different numbers that you got. This is poor English. I am a teacher that you got given. So what you were given, what you were given, I just want to make sure that they make sense because I have a feeling they're not set maybe properly if you say that. Now, so do you have your phone on you and you're on a laptop or something in order to do the Zoom with me?
I'm on my phone, which is where my Fitness Pal
Okay.
is.
So I'm okay if your face disappears and I ask you to go into your app to check
Yeah.
things because that's what we need to do. So, Darlene, if you're just following along and you kind of look at yours, we're on a different stream of things, but this is also always part of learning the app because there's many reasons to go back to the app when sometimes when you're on your own at some point and you're like, hey, I should start tracking again. And these are things just to remember. So, um, we're going to go to your app and just click your app and open it up. And at the bottom, oh, they always ask you to pay money. I don't pay a dime for this. I don't pay the premium. I don't know if you did that. It's up to you, but definitely you can do MyFitnessPal without paying any of the premium features. So, on the app, you see that there's three dots at the bottom
I got it
corner.
at the top.
Oh, okay, doesn't matter. So just go to this page where you have all your,
Oh, there is three dots. The one that says more.
yeah, press more.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So now we're on this one. I want you to push the tab called goals.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like this kind of thing. So you would have had in your own way entered starting weight, and starting weight could be like 10 years ago, it could be 2 weeks ago. It doesn't matter really. Just put something in
Mhm.
there with regards to a starting weight. And then you put your current weight, which is literally the day you started MyFitnessPal on this journey, which may have been January 5th or 4th or whatever it was that you saw my video and went back to this setting. But make sure you put in your current weight. Now, your goal weight, you set your goal weight there and make sure that's set to what you now, I want you to be realistic, but we also can shoot for the stars. It doesn't matter. You can decide for yourself. But let's say, for instance, someone said to you, I don't know, a doctor, because I feel like doctors don't know much about sometimes what weight you should be at, depending on muscle mass and all the things. And the BMI chart, the body mass index chart, can tell somebody that they're obese when really they're full of muscle and they're really not obese, but they're heavier on the scale because they have a lot of muscle mass. But let's say someone said you need to lose 50 pounds. Well, we have to be realistic that in order to lose 50 pounds, it's going to take at least 6 to 8 months, if not a year for some. And that's just facts. But if you have, 20 pounds to lose, I would almost set this for 20 because So, like if your goal weight, say your current weight is 175 and your goal weight, you could put it as 155. So that you're reflecting that your macros will reflect 20 pounds loss to lose. Okay. And that's just sort of a safer range. Now, here's some of the specs that are really important. The next one says weekly goal. You must set that weekly goal to 1.5
Oh,
pounds per week.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
What did
okay.
you have it set for?
One.
Yeah. Just put 1.5. It's not dangerous.
Oh,
It's, and it may not happen. It may only be a pound, but at least if it's 1.5, you're in a deficit of like,
right.
right? But it's not a scary deficit. 2 pounds is too much.
Okay. I changed it.
Okay, now we're going to go to activity level. This is where a lot of people overestimate, underestimate. I need everyone to always put it as like basically you put it as not very active or lightly active. Now let's have a conversation. It's only those two. The reason I'm telling you that is no matter who we are in this Kickstart group, and I can assure you, if anyone in this group is a professional athlete, then I would allow them to put active because they would be training 6 days a week for 3 to 4 hours a session. But those of us in the real world of just being average Jills and Joes, we are normally not very active compared to what activity level could be, or we're lightly active. So, Bev, tell me what you before Kickstart started and before Christmas, because December's a crapshoot sometimes, right, for a lot of things. But like, what would have been your norm for a 7 day stretch from Monday to Sunday? How many activities or what would you do for workouts?
Well, it's been like I'm retired now, and I always went to the gym for years, and I stopped going, or it was a slow progress. Like it was slow. I didn't stop abruptly, but and I keep going back to it, and I can't maintain it.
Yep.
And so since I retired, I've become very inactive
Okay.
to the point where I can't do much of anything without being short of breath. So I
Yeah.
figured I've got to do something.
Yeah, and so let's be honest. The whole part about working out is your muscles have memory and your body has memory of the activity that you once were doing. So you're not we might feel like, oh, I'm starting at ground zero and this really sucks and it's really hard and I'm not motivated and how come we lose this so fast? And I used to be, because we can go into that like past ourself, but we want to get back to that, right? Because some of us say, hey, I really love to be that person again. And so there's no problem with wishing for that, but we just need to get going. And that's what this Kickstart is really, really good for because it eases you in. But that's so important, and we're having this conversation because let's say I think there's about 12 people in the Kickstart right now in this group, and everyone would have a different notion of their fitness, um, what they feel they do for fitness. If they say, oh, I'm super active, or oh, I'm barely active. And so I'm just trying to like talk about some things so that when people hear the playback they understand that I'm not trying to be rude and I'm not trying to put people down. But if people only work out 3 days a week by going to classes at the gym or Orange Theory or like spin classes, then they're still only lightly active. And so, in my coaching, and for us to be realistic, we're going to put not very active, Bev. So, you need to click not very active. The reason why
Yeah,
this,
that's what I
Yeah, and the reason for this category, I'm going to tell you why this category. It's not because it wants to make you seem like you should feel bad about yourself. It's the reality of how much food you really need to be you on a daily basis. Because if you were to click just for fun, sometimes you can play around with this app and say, I wonder if I was really active and I was very active, like how much food would this app give me? It would give you a whole ton of food. And if you followed that, Bev, at the activity level you're at right now, you would not lose a pound because you're not outputting that amount of burning calories, right? So that's
Yep.
why we may change this to lightly active at some point, Bev, but right now we need to use it as not very active. So,
Okay.
so for anyone else who listens to the playback, if you're working out 5 days a week, then you should put lightly active. If you're working out three, put not very active at this point. And then we will change it as your activity level goes up after I give you a little bit of a little nudge about how active activity looks. Okay. So now the next really big piece, which is why I think maybe your numbers are a little wonky, is I need you to click this tab right here where my finger is, and it's called calorie, carbs, protein, and fats. And when you click that, it gives you percentages.
Yep.
And you need to set your carbohydrates to 30%. So click the word
Oh, 30.
carbohydrate. So you see
Mhm.
this rolling,
Yep.
yeah. So you need to set your carbohydrates to 30%, your protein to
Hmm.
40%, and your fats to 30% for a grand total of 100. And
Okay.
then you tap that check mark and it'll spin a little spinny wheel and it's set. Now, every single time you go into this app and you play around with any of those goal tabs, you must go back to this carbs, fats, and proteins and set it to 30, 40, 30 because default settings always go back to the 50% carbs, 20% protein, and those are very wrong percentages for macronutrient balance. So the default setting of MyFitnessPal is wrong, and the real settings for a lifestyle of eating is 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats. And then we're just going to keep going back with our arrows so that we can go back to this page and see our bottom tabs.
Well, I can't tell what tab you're on there.
Oh, you just go the arrow back at the top of that goal page, just go back and then you'll see you're on this one where all those setting features are.
Yep.
Where,
Okay.
yeah. Now I want you to click the word diary in at the bottom. The word diary.
Hmm.
And mine looks like this because I don't log my food in my Fitness Pal anymore. I follow something else. And so, but when I do have my food log, you would have seen food here. Now, what I want
Hmm.
you to do is I want you to scroll down to the very bottom of that diary page, and I want you to click the word nutrition.
Right.
And if you click the word nutrition, I want you to click the tab in the very center of that. I don't like pie charts, like these kind of pie charts that show up with circles and stuff. Just go to the one that has all the columns in it.
Okay.
You see that? Okay. So
Yep.
this is your lifeline in MyFitnessPal. And this screen will tell you, and please tell me, Bev, what does your goal for protein intake say for you?
120.
All right. How much does it say for carbohydrates?
90.
And how much for fats?
40.
All right. How much weight is your goal amount to lose? Like when you for
Uh,
I could ask you what do you weigh right now and what's your goal weight, but I'll just ask you what's your poundage that you would like to lose.
okay, yeah. 12 pounds to 15 pounds. I
Okay,
think I put in 15. Yeah.
cool. All right. So when you get these numbers, 120, 90, and 40, I'm going to tell you, I don't pay attention to many of the other columns. Yes, fiber is exceptionally important. But usually, with a good amount of food in a diet, you usually hit a fiber amount because of our protein that we have in Arbonne, because of our greens, because of eating fruits, vegetables, and all the things you should be hopefully hitting your fiber in a day. Because of the way you'll eat, you'll probably not go over in sugars most often unless you are not disclosing and you're not honest about what you're logging for food and you're just pounding back the cookies and you're not telling us. Because that sugar amount should be enough for us to have what we need for our apples, our berries, our protein shakes, and all the things. Now, this page is what you need to reference after every time you load something into your diary that you eat. Okay? Because the column that is all zeros, you want the 120 protein to turn into that column as the total that you've eaten in that day. Like you want your goal column to say zero protein at the end of the day and 120 in the total.
Right,
And you do not want to see the leftover column. You don't want to see any leftover in this column.
right.
Okay. Now, the same for
Okay.
fats and same for carbs. If you see negatives in the leftover column, negative 85 in carbohydrates, if you have minus 85 in that leftover, you've gone over by 85 grams of carbs in the day, and therefore the weight loss that you're expecting based on the caloric deficit that this app gave you, based on all of the data that you put into it, you're not going to lose the weight that you think you can lose because you're going over in the carbohydrate section that you have been given as an allotment of food for the activity level that you have and your age and your gender and the amount of weight that you've prescribed that you want to lose based on your current weight, starting weight, and goal weight. So these factors all are so important because this app is a gem as long as you understand that these are the amounts based on what your goal is that we need to hit. So
Yeah, my carbs went over 25. I'm over 25 today in the carbs.
okay,
Yeah,
so you've already logged your day, and what time is it there right now?
yeah,
6, 7, 8:53, almost 9 p.m.
yeah.
Okay, so are you finished eating for the day?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because you can eat up until 9 o'clock at night. I'm not somebody who ever says stop eating at 7 p.m. because I think that's unrealistic. Oftentimes I'll tell clients like have a green apple and maybe 1 tablespoon of nut butter, peanut butter, almond butter in the evening. And okay, so Bev, if you think you need to have that snack because you're somebody who likes to sit down and watch, you know, Survivor at night, and you're like, I mean, I'm talking realistic here because like Darlene and I became friends because we love sports. So we watch like hockey games, baseball games, like all the stuff that was going on. And what happens at night when people sit down and watch shows? They get snacky. And so some of the things that we realistically need to take care of is how are we going to deal with that? Like some people get into a real headspace about, oh my gosh, I need something in my hand and I need to do this the whole time I'm watching TV. If I don't, then I'm not enjoying myself. Life sucks. All the things. So, air pop popcorn, that can be sometimes something that you can take at in the evening as, something to throw in because it's basically air. Now it's the butter and the shakers and all the things that people put on it that now turn it into garbage. You can put sea salt. I put sea salt and pepper on my popcorn when I have it. But you need to log that in the morning in your dinner or snack time slot in your diary before it even happens. Because,
Ah, okay.
right? Because if you know that you're a snacker and you need that because it makes you feel like you're enjoying life, because I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have my bowl of popcorn, and you would guesstimate that you would probably have about 4 cups of popcorn because I I know measurements like it's like the back of my hand. I don't know, whatever the expression is. So about 3 to 4 cups is like the normal range of how much people eat for a serving of popcorn. So you air pop it on your stove, old school, with a little oil, which is also something you have to quantify. So if you put in a teaspoon of oil and your popcorn, like you kind of have to know that that teaspoon of oil has to be logged because it is really remarkable that if you are honest to goodness about everything you put into this app and you log it all, you will sometimes have the most eye-opening awareness moments about what you've been doing and then what it used to quantify, and that now you're the change you need to make in order to make the body change are sometimes those small increments of the sprays we put in pans, the oil we add to this and that. We think, oh, well, I'll have half an avocado. Isn't it good fats for me? Well, half an avocado is quite high in fat, right? So when we start logging our food and checking this nutrient page, we can become so shocked that certain things equal such high caloric macronutrient intake. So I don't count calories, Bev. Okay. So when I coach, somebody might say, okay, well, how many calories a day should I be eating? And I go, whatever my fitness pal shoots off to you with your macronutrients, which is your carbs, fats, and proteins in grams, is the amount of calories you will consume. So if you log your food by grams, by macronutrients, carbs, fats, and proteins, your calories take care of themselves and they get eaten anyways. So we do not count calories when we're using this app. We just check macros. So
Okay.
so let's say for instance, Bev, you're like, all right, I like to on Wednesdays go out with friends to this particular diner for breakfast or brunch or something. And you're like, okay, I usually have the eggs Benedict and with the English muffins and all the things, and then the hash brown potatoes, and then the bacon, and that's what I have. And then you go to yourself, you're like, okay, so now I'm on this health journey and I need to recognize what am I taking in? What is happening in my body when I eat that? And you pre-log it. Okay, so that's what you would do if you're learning how much food your body really needs in order to lose this weight and to get into a mode of what's my new normal? Because some people think a health kick like this Kickstart, they sometimes think that it's just temporary. But in my coaching, and I am firm in this, is once you find what caloric intake that works for you based on your macro, like when you start tracking, you kind of have to give your head a shake and go, that's my new normal. Like, if I want to put the weight back on, then I'll go and pile my rice and I'll pile the carbs and I'll eat the cookies at night and I'll eat the ice cream with my grandson or my kids, whatever on the weekends. Like I coach people from 30 years old up to 65 years old. And, you know, there is this feeling of, oh, is this my life now? And I kind of got to say, yeah. Now, when you go out on a vacation, when you're on vacation, or if you're going out for dinner with some people, you might say to yourself, "Hey, I've been on track for a good 2.5 weeks straight. When I go for my dinner with my family or friends or what have you, I'm going to have the steak and I'm going to have the shrimp on top and I'm going to have the twice baked potato and I'm going to have the cheese on that potato." You might do that every couple of weeks and have that high volume meal, but then you go back to your regular intake because your body won't store fat from one meal. It doesn't store it from one meal. It's compounding over time. And so
Okay.
you will have what we call I call them with my clients. I say, well, pick a fun meal. Pick a fun meal on the weekend or an event that you want to go to that you're going to have a little higher volume, and we're going to be okay with it because you've been on track. And and when you do this for long enough, you start to realize how good you feel and that why would I want to go back? Like it doesn't make sense in a way, but you can give yourself a little bit of leeway as when you've gotten to your goal of 15 pounds gone, and then you'll be rolling because you'll understand how to bring food into your body and not overfeed yourself to where your body doesn't get rid of that and stores itself. Because that's what we really want to
Right.
do. We want to learn how much food do I really need, but not overages, not always going over 25 carbs, 50 carbs, and all that. So tell me how many grams of fats you've had today. What's your reading come out to in your columns?
Oh, I hit the wrong thing here. What I've had, my total is 39.
Oh, so that's pretty great. You hit it.
Yeah, that surprised me because the last few days it's been like at least 3 grams over, 4 grams over.
And were
But
were what were you on the right percentages for the last few days?
no,
Okay. So this makes a big difference. Now, your protein, let's talk about your protein amount. What is your reading for the 120?
92.
All right. So go to your diary right now, please, and look at your foods that you've eaten all day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're okay and you don't mind discussing and saying it out loud, can you tell me what you put in breakfast for what did you put in?
I had a smoothie, so the protein powder,
Yeah,
banana, blueberries, the almond butter, um, strawberries, and I put some mushroom powder in it.
perfect. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Do you know why you went over in carbohydrates?
Why?
Do you know what carbohydrate? Like this is not a condescending
Yeah.
question. I'm definitely
No.
don't take me as that. I just want to know, want you to kind of analyze your own day. So in your breakfast, what do you think you could have taken out a bit to hit better your carbs starting out in the morning?
The banana, probably.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because it was a medium banana.
and okay, so Bev, this is for you and for everyone who's going to listen to the playback. When you log a banana, it is one of the highest glycemic index fruits that we have on this earth, but they are so good and purposeful for sport when people are active and when people need potassium for,
What?
you know, performance-based kind of things. But you can have banana, but it must be quantified differently than putting in a medium banana. So
Okay.
I want you to click on the banana word that you have there. So click on your banana there.
Yeah.
And I want you to see, is there a column on the side that has like serving where you could click it and it could drop down and show
Yeah.
you grams, ounces, milliliters, tablespoons, something?
Yep.
Is there one there that says 1 gram?
Yes.
Okay, click 1 gram.
Save it.
Yeah, and then what I want you to do on the box
Oh,
under
oh, sorry, my dog. My
Oh,
daughter is staying here for a few days, and
oh,
she has two dogs, and I have one dog. I don't know if you
oh,
heard them there, but
that's okay. Yeah.
sorry about that.
No, no, that's,
Anyway, yeah,
yeah.
I clicked on that.
Okay, so underneath that 1 gram, you have another box. And in that box, it says servings. And when
Yeah.
you have a food scale at home,
Yes.
okay, so what you're going to need to start doing, and I'm telling you, Bev, this is one of the biggest game changers of all in logging food on MyFitnessPal. Do not use words like medium, large, or small. Quantify everything by weight on the scale, and it will give you a more accurate account for your carbohydrates or fats or proteins. So I will tell you that a range of serving size for a banana is about 25 to 30 grams. And that's not half of a medium banana type. It's more like a third. So
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
know that.
so if I can help you with if help anyone today on this listening to this eventually is a banana is a good thing if you are going to crush a workout later in the day by using that banana carbohydrate sugar. If you are not, just use berries as your fruits. Okay. And it
Okay.
will save you so many carbohydrate issues because you don't need to store it. And I'm
Okay.
telling you, there's a direct correlation to people storing sugars from their insulin shooting up. And if you do not use the insulin in your body to sweat or move or do something active, all that happens to that in your body is it stores right here in the gut. Okay. So
Yep.
if you're not willing to go and do a power walk and a class and lift weights after you have a shake with banana, then leave the banana out or quantify it and stick within your carbohydrate means, which would be around 25, 30 grams of banana, which maybe you're gonna have to start freezing them in chunks like that. It's kind of a good.
Okay, so that one serving is 1 gram, but I could change if I had like a half a banana. I don't know how many grams a half a banana would be, but I would just change that and put, we'll say 25
Yeah.
grams.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
you click whatever enter or submit or the
Yeah.
arrow,
Yeah.
and then it populates as being the exact amount for the grams of how much you used. And you always log and look at the nutrient page before you consume.
Okay.
So this becomes very drill work. Like you become very drilled at this after a while because you'll be like, okay, my shake that I love every day is my scoop of meal replacement, my milk that I enter for my non-dairy milk, my berries, and like you said, nut butter, almond butter, which is awesome because it's good fats. And you will become very routine at this, and then it will be easy to enter because it's the same all the time. Now,
Right.
tell me, what did you have for lunch?
Well, I wasn't very good.
It's okay.
I made it was a recipe that I had from when I used to do Weight Watchers. It was a chicken tetrazzini, and I didn't use like heavy cream. It was a Weight Watcher, so yeah, that's what I had for lunch.
So, did you enter it as a Weight Watchers chicken?
No. Well, I put yeah, I created the recipe.
Okay. Did you use the heavy cream that it was asking for, or did you modify it, or is it true what you put in?
I I used 2% milk
Okay. So,
instead, and there was called for cream of mushroom soup, so I used the Pacific. It's called Pacific soups there. I used that cream of mushroom soup. It just seemed not so much the sodium level, but everything else seemed
better.
better to me than
Yeah.
yeah than other soups.
And then could you
Oh,
quantify the amount of could you quantify the amount of chicken that you put in? Like could you weigh that or did you just kind of
well, it was 3 cups of chicken, and I just used the breast, but I only used 2.5 cups because I had a rotisserie chicken and I ran out of breast. So
yeah,
I it turned out to be 2.5 cups. And it asked for the serving size, which was, I think, 8 servings. So I put that in, and
yeah. Okay.
that's what I
So
did.
I'm just gonna say this as a global statement for the next 30 days just to try. And that is if we can make not make recipes, if we can make our food plate based on foods that we can quantify in by saying, oh, I had chicken, I had some mashed potatoes, and I had some corn. And having items that you can enter individually like that and use things rather than using soup cans or processed foods. Um,
Right.
I just, the soup, I mean, I'm just going to say it because I'm a real no BS coach, and I'm just going to tell you that hormonally, anything in a can or a box that has more than 3 ingredients is a processed food that goes into your body, and your hormones love processed shit, and it makes the body sick. And what happens is our hormones lock in on that. And we think to ourselves, well, if it's crap, why does our hormones like it? It's that our body likes to it likes more like it doesn't like a challenge. So when you give it a challenge by way of having whole foods and foods that are better for you, then it kind of goes, what are you doing to me? Like I'm going to hold on for a bit because our body's going to a fight or flight and it fights it for a bit. It's like but you used to eat like packaged foods and canned foods and packaged pastas and frozen Costco dinners and all of a sudden now you're doing something so wholesome and so the body will resist at first but then it starts to believe once you do it consistently and then it starts to release and it releases body fat which is the visceral fat which is the fat weight we hold in our gut that's not healthy for us and then our inflammation decreases because our body is well and happy in its state and so getting rid of things in a can and things in a box, things that have too many ingredients, is what our goal is to go forth with. Now, let's say you did want to make something as a cream of mushroom. It takes more effort to buy mushrooms and your own cream and create it, but that is eventually the goal in an eating for lifestyle for health is creating your own things from scratch. But I understand convenience is obviously a great thing. So just be I caution you on that because it's hard to quantify just how much protein you had. And it's also hard because it's high in sodium and it will start to it will be a benefit to you if you drop those canned foods so that your hormones become better. Like,
Okay.
yeah. And I'm just being really real. Like this is a lot of
Yeah.
information to take in,
Yeah.
but you're doing well because you had already used my Fitness Pal before. So I know that you're understanding when I'm talking about some of this stuff on the app. But so go to your dinner and tell me what you had for dinner.
I had, again, it was a Weight Watcher I had meatloaf.
Okay.
Um, because it was a recipe that had very few things. It did have very few things in it. It just
Yep.
used uh, fat-free salsa,
Yep.
and I used extra lean ground beef,
Mhm.
well, a few spices, and egg white. That's all
Nice.
that went into it. Yeah.
And what did you
And
say that you got for
sorry.
protein in that? Because that sounds awesome. Like,
I'm
Can
sorry, what was the question? I only heard the
can you
last end of that.
see how much protein you had at dinner? Like can you see how much
Uh,
protein your serving of meat was? I can
Protein 43 grams.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's what you should have 40 grams at each meal. So your breakfast was a bit slight. So I want to tell you how to enter a little bit more protein in that breakfast. And because I think your protein would have been 24, 29, maybe like 30
Um,
based
for
on,
breakfast or
yeah,
for
based on,
breakfast?
yeah, breakfast for the meal replacement plus a bit of like you have to measure how much
Okay.
nut butter you put into. Like you have to,
Yeah. Well, the powder was 15 grams.
huh,
Well, I used the using up the
feel fit,
Arbonne Fit
feel fit. Yeah.
Feel Fit. Yeah. Um, I'm using that up first
Okay.
because I
So
had some.
when
So
you put your feel fit protein, I'm a consultant with Arbonne, so I know well the macros for the feel fit. So when you say 15, because if you put the two scoops that the scoop comes with,
but I only used 1.5 scoops.
okay, use two. Always use two.
Oh, I'm
Always,
making a mess of this.
always. And it's so
Okay.
essential, Bev, because you must get that 20 grams. That the serving size for our Arbonne Feel Fit is 20 grams of protein. It comes with 3 grams of fat included in that, and it comes with very low carbohydrates. So that's why we need to add the berries to Feel Fit because it's low carb. And so please use two scoops. And I know that maybe we say, oh, I want to save it a little bit, but the intake that you need per day for your protein, you need to have the serving size, which is two scoops. And
I think the reason being is that makes it so thick. And I forgot to add in my breakfast. I'm just seeing the almond milk,
yeah,
the unsweetened almond milk. I forgot about that.
okay.
I
So
didn't enter it.
do you have to quantify that if it's 250 mils or 300 mils, but 250 mils is the serving size on the container. And I don't know what the macros are, but they're pretty low for unsweetened almond milk. So it's not going to shoot things up too much, but
Right. Yeah.
it does have something in it. Okay, now for everybody listening here, here's how to add another 10 grams of protein in your breakfast shake. I know it turns into more money spent, but this is a lifestyle thing that you can have that will benefit you in so many ways, is to grab a unflavored bovine collagen unflavored scoop of powder to put into that shake. And now you have 35 grams of protein in your morning shake. And
Where did,
what,
where did you get that?
well, Amazon, it really, as an Arbonne consultant, I wish we had tubs of collagen, just like when I'm asking you to look up. But I use marine collagen because I'm allergic to beef. But most people who are okay with bovine, which is beef collagen, it is so good for your bones and tendons and all the things about our longevity of our uh, of our joints because collagen helps like strengthen and keeps the support of our joints and our health of our bones and stuff. So if you go on Amazon and you go into the search and you put bovine collagen powder, my recommendation is just this. You could get organiques. It's like a green lid and it's unflavored. It doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't change the consistency of your shake because the powder is very fine and it dissolves. And as soon as you have collagen there's even one called Vital Proteins, and the Vital Protein is
Mhm.
cheaper than organics one. And It will always give you about 9 to 10 grams of protein per one scoop. Um,
Okay.
Darlene, what brand did you get or do you use? Do you? Oh, can't hear you. Here. Oh, I don't know. I know, yeah.
Mine is the Pelican.
Oh.
It's the one you sent me the photo of.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Spruce, Sproos? No. Oh, I know the kind of tan looking kind of.
yeah, the tan one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and I'm looking for that on here and I can't, it's not popular. Oh, yeah, I found it. Okay. So Bev, here's another one.
that one.
It's Sport Research Collagen. It kind of looks like
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
But no matter what, like if as long as it's unflavored, so that it doesn't make a funny taste, and don't get vanilla or chocolate or any of those flavors, just get unflavored. And this is so good for our longevity of our aging joints and all the things. And so there's there's two bonuses, protein and joint health. And so and it also helps with skin, hair, nails, and the whole thing. So that's a recommendation that I give to everyone because it's an easy fix for that breakfast need for protein. So here's the drill. This is why I wanted to do this call. We went over everything, Bev, with you, with is a scenario that most people are struggling with. You need to weigh food by grams or milliliters or ounces because it's the only way to be completely accurate. The only way to know whether you're going over in your column of macronutrient is to check your nutrient page over and over and over on a daily basis. As soon as you are hungry and you're going in to make a meal, you're going to hypothetically enter the meal that you think you're going to eat before you put it in your mouth, and you're going to put it in MyFitnessPal and see what populates for macronutrients, and you're going to
Okay.
see if you're going over or if you're under. So that's why I wanted to know, what did you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and how could we add protein to your day? And I would say maybe you needed more chicken at lunch. Your dinner was perfect. And your breakfast just needed a little boost of a little more. And now if you added that extra and you added 2 scoops of Feel Fit, not one and a half, you would have hit your 120.
Yeah. Normally that's not something I would have chicken tetrazzini at lunchtime, but it was just one of those.
Yeah.
Of course, the week that I shouldn't be having it, I'm having it, but
Yeah, and it's okay. It's
it's
live and
done.
you learn, and you learn as you go. But I meal prep. I make chicken
Mhm.
breasts and we put them in the crock pot, and we put them in a crock pot, like 8 chicken breasts, and then we slow cook them and then shred them, and they're in very little liquid, but they have spice enough to them. And then you put it in a container in your fridge, and then you can take it on like your bowl and put it on a scale, put in your protein in a bowl and weigh it. And then you can add your broccoli on top or your beans or put whatever spices. Spices and salsa and all that stuff are great. Mustard, Worcestershire sauce. I can never say the word. Soya sauce is
Okay.
fine. Like if you have soya sauce, I eat gluten-free and dairy-free because I have allergies, but like you can spice things up. You can make things taste good. It's just a matter of awareness and learning. And then my advice for everyone is try to eat single foods for the first part of your journey into this, which means just make baked potato, not a casserole. Like casseroles are really hard to quantify right now, um, because of the specs that you have to enter into a recipe. And then you wonder, like, how much protein am I getting when I'm making a casserole? Because you can't really say
Mm.
I'm getting that density of chicken, beef, pork, shrimp, salmon, whatever it may be. And and check the nutrient page. And I am available, Bev, on that thread to ask questions. And every time
Hmm.
you ask a question, someone else is going to be like, thank goodness someone's speaking up. Because you can tell it's a bit quiet on the thread. There's not a lot like of talk going on. And if you bring some stuff up, maybe other people will be like, "Oh, that's great. Didn't know I was able to
Hmm.
ask those questions." So, how much water are you drinking? That's my last question.
7 to 8 cups.
Okay.
And I measure that in.
So, sorry, I am going to ask you, how much do you weigh, if you don't mind me asking?
Can I, you're really gonna ask?
Yeah, well, believe me, I have over 30 clients, and if I believe me, it doesn't even
Uh,
faze me anymore.
yeah, no, that's fine. At as of today is 167.2.
167.2 mine. So how you quantify how much water you need in you for you is you put in your weight, divide it by two. So that's 83.6, and I divide it by 32 because 32 ounces is 1 liter. So that means you need 2.6 liters per day. Okay. And so
Oh, okay.
yeah, and so a liter of water, my water bottle's out in another room, but you know a liter. Do you have a bottle that you carry all day, or how do you?
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's it's one of those I can't pronounce it. It starts with an R, reduce, or it's a great big one. It's like those oh, everybody's got them. They're great big,
Yeah.
they're quite big.
And do you know how many
Um
ounces are in it? Because sometimes
it
it's
holds three,
three.
I think it holds around 3 cups. I don't know.
Okay.
3 cups, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yes,
uh,
Darlene, go
I
ahead.
have a I have a question.
Yeah.
So that was neat. I did not know that you could, I don't know how you did that. You did your body weight. How'd you do that? Body
Oh,
weight.
your body weight divide by two. So that's
Okay.
8 ounces a day you should drink in water. That number. So in order
Okay.
to know how
So,
many liters, divide it by 32,
okay.
because there's 30.
So, um, if I'm active,
Yeah.
um, can I drink more water?
Yep. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and I would
Because,
tell you electrolytes are important when you're active on those. Like some fizz sticks have electrolyte in it, and
yeah,
yeah, and okay.
I've been doing the fizz sticks and stuff, but no,
Yeah.
I was just curious because like one thing I forget to do
Yeah.
when I okay, so if I'm working out, say in the gym, I carry my water with me, so it's easy to, consume. But
Yeah.
when I swim, the thing that I always have to remind myself and I forget, and my body tells me, is when I don't have my water near me, right?
Yeah.
So when I swim and then I, shower and the whole bit, then I forget to drink water. So I was just curious. And then when I get thirsty, because my body recognizes when I'm thirsty now,
Yeah.
um, then I drink water, like I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
So and it's funny because I was never a big water drinker, and working with you the last couple of months, now I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like water. Yeah, yeah, and I miss it actually if I don't get enough.
You know what? A nice feature too, because I don't like necessarily the taste of plain water, is I add lemon wedges, and that gives pH balance in the body. That's another hint if you throw some squeezed lemons in your bottle. Now, the fizz sticks are brilliant because they give you vitamins, but they also give you electrolytes with some potassium and some sodium. So for your swimming, so before or after doesn't matter. You can have it. But if you're gonna swim, you probably want to make sure you
Yeah,
have a good liter before you hit the pool, at least a liter, if not more. So
I know, and I'm bad at that when I swim. So
yeah,
that's something I got to get better at. Yes,
yeah. And
yes.
and yeah, and like herbal tea, non-caffeinated drinks all work to be your water quantified intake too. So like Arbonne's detox tea or our calming tea, there's no caffeine, so that counts as water. Coffee does not, which is too bad for me.
Wow.
I'm obsessed with coffee. But what am I trying to say? Like herbal teas, they all count as water. And yeah, good question. So
Yeah,
actually,
I haven't been counting that.
you need to have
Sorry.
11 cups of water a day, Bev.
But
So,
now, when I was drinking the green elixir there today, I didn't count that water in.
oh,
I didn't count
yes, you can
it.
count that. You can count that.
I didn't. And I
Okay.
had to keep adding water because I'm just getting used to the taste.
Okay.
So Bev, I was never a big water drinker, and I'm completely opposite of Jill. So Jill likes like ice cubes in her water or whatever. I don't. I actually like if I'm going to drink water and consume it throughout the day, I like my water room temperature. Now, I know
Oh,
that sounds
oh no, I gotta have the ice
crazy.
cubes.
You gotta have the ice cubes too. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, you gotta learn what's good for you, but I love
yeah.
room temperature water. Like I can
A lot of
consume
people
that.
do, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. I can't do the cold.
When I
Makes me
take
yeah.
cold.
my vitamins at night before bed, I always do room temperature water, darling, because I have to chug it. Like with my vitamins, I'm like, I'm chugging it. Because I hate swallowing pills, so I'm always like, okay, just like I can't deal with the cold on my teeth, but I could. But what was I gonna say? That's funny that you say that. The greens. Okay, so let's help Bev. Darlene, did you like the greens at first? I don't think you did. Did you?
I did, but I mixed it with the fizz.
Right, mix them
And
with
so
fizz, Bev.
it's,
Oh,
yeah, it
Oh,
tastes so much good with the fizz. Yeah. And now it's kind
oh,
of like, okay, so you're gonna laugh, Bev. Like I used to enjoy pop, but I don't drink pop anymore.
I never drink
Um,
pop.
Well, and I didn't drink a lot of pop, but it just kind of became a habit. I'd have a pop once a week, whatever. It was kind of like a treat. But I don't drink pop anymore. But I also really enjoyed bubble water, like your Perrier or
like
whatever. I don't
carbonated
drink those
bubbly
anymore.
waters. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that carbonated taste or whatever. I found out that's why when I would drink pop, let's say once a week, I like the carbonated
Yeah.
taste or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But I don't drink the bubble waters anymore. But what I find is the fizz is kind of like my treat. Like it's like that fizzy. So
Yep.
it's kind of like my bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really enjoy it.
Oh, in the
I've
green.
tried,
Yes.
yeah, in the greens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It tastes good. Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
try that tomorrow.
Yeah, because that's kind of a trick. I don't know who your consultant is, but it's definitely something that when we do like events where we showcase the greens, a lot of people get quite turned off by them. And so then we often say, okay, just add a fizz, and then it changes everyone's opinion. So
Well,
And I like
somebody
the
was saying that the more you drink it, the more you seem to crave it or something.
yeah,
The
yeah.
greens.
yep,
Oh, I miss it if I
Um,
don't get it.
yep.
really? I haven't gotten there yet.
How much water are you mixing into it when you first like have it in the morning or day or whatever?
Probably double what it says on the package to
Yeah,
use,
I
trying to
I use it
dilute
in a
it down.
liter. I put mine in a
I
liter.
do too.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Oh, okay. So,
And then it always coats my water bottle, and
I
then I
know.
put more water in, and then you get more of it. But
Yes.
I always make sure it's room temperature. See, Jill, I listen to you.
That's it's good though. You're doing you, right? You're doing you. You're doing what works for you, and that's fine. I don't care if it's room temperature as long as it's in your belly.
And then the other thing that would help me at the beginning until I got used to it and I liked it was I did a straw because
that's
things
what
always
I
taste
did
better with a straw.
today. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my computer's about to die. A straw. Yeah, I always drink out of the straw. bottle that I have, but not on purpose, but it's just because that's what I have. Well, you know what? We've covered a lot, and that is brilliant because everything that we've covered is are things that everyone's going to be like, ah, yes, yes, that was my question. That's my problem. And so I so appreciate you being my kind of guinea pig, I guess, in this, Bev, because we needed somebody to give me the goods on your Fitness Pal so that I could coach. And so anything else right now that you can think of, Bev, that has been just anything about the products, about the routine, about anything? And then we'll close this up.
No, the only thing I find is trying to get but I wasn't counting the greens or the fizz or anything like that, is trying to get the water in, get the fizz in, get the greens in, and get the tea in. Like it's just too much.
Okay, the tea, basically I use that as my nighttime snack. I will do this, a tea. I'll have my green apple cut up into slices. I'll take cinnamon and sprinkle it on my apple slices. And then if I'm missing protein, I will take a scoop of Feel Fit. I'll put it in a little dish, and then I'll put almond milk in it, and I'll stir it up and make it into a paste. And then I dip my apple with cinnamon in my protein paste. I don't
Oh,
know. I
okay.
don't know if that sounds good to you, but it really helps me
Mhm.
when
Yep.
I've checked my macros at the end of the night and I'm like, hey, I'm missing about, 8 to 10 grams of protein. And that one scoop of Feel Fit is actually 10 grams. And then it's low carb, it's low fat,
Mhm.
it has just pure protein. It's sweet enough so it fills my sweet tooth need. The tea on the side just ends up being sort of like health purpose, but also nice for calming. And then um
Mhm.
and then I'm getting my apple in and I've already quantified it in my day. So those are kind of
Okay.
some tricks for some snacking at night. So
Okay. No, it sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, gals. Oh, and the workouts. Please do the inspired living workouts. So that is something that, sometimes I hate the word motivate. So like you need to get motivated, but what I really mean by that is you've got to say to yourself, when is my day one? When am I ready to just put those uncomfortable workout clothes on and just move and get 15 minutes in or something? Because
Mhm.
activity and exercise, as you know it, as Darlene knows it, as I know it, and most people know, it becomes addictive after you get into that groove. But it's getting into that groove that is the hard part. So it
Right.
it is up to you to block it in your day and say, I'm just going to do it. And and because I can't give you more motivation by just saying, do it, do it. You need to find it in yourself to get there. And the Inspired Living app is an amazing library of workouts that you can't even put a value on that. That app is a brilliant app where you can click and see what kind of things you'd like to do. And yeah, so if anything, just get after it and figure that out. And that would be maybe your next goal after the water goal. I don't, yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay, so I'll let you girls go and thank you so much for hanging out and doing this. And we'll talk to you more throughout the month.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're
Bye.
welcome.
Nice,
Okay.
nice meeting both of you.
Yeah, you
That's nice
too.
meeting you, Beth.
Okay, take care.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.